We're all gonna end up in jail or dead. Maybe me, maybe you. That's funny. Are playing online with others in this game? Yes. Skyrim Master. Yes, good to see you, by the way. How are you, buddy? I've seen you around. I actually, well, I mean, okay, no is the correct answer to your question. I've got some other people in Teamspeak with me here, but, and actually I just noticed that a bunch of people moved to another channel on Teamspeak. Maybe I'll do something about that. But, no, I'm actually just running solo in the game right now. Just kind of doing some quests, doing some solo dungeons, looting all the things. Found, I think three blue recipes today on this low level too.
User left your channel.
So many barrels. They put the empty ones on top, or maybe I can't reach them and I'm seeing that one. Oh, well, if you're thinking about buying it, I would say yes. If you got the cash, you're going to spend it on a game anyway, if you want something to play, try it out, man. If you're a fan of the other, I take it from your name that you're a fan of Skyrim. If you like any of the other Elder Scrolls games, I think you'll be quite pleased. They did such a good job of blending as much as was possible of hardcore Elder Scrolls experience. You know, take a beautiful, Elder Scrolls games have always been cutting edge, you know, push your computer to its limits, and brought as much of that as they possibly could into an MMO with thousands and thousands of players on a server and make it work. It's great, man. It's a lot of fun. Give it a shot. I say go for it. Oh yeah, first person, absolutely. I just hit V, switches right into first person. I usually play zoomed out all the way because you can see, you know, when it's especially useful in boss fights and such. I prefer to play in third person because you can see what's going on around you a little bit more, wider view angle. But yeah, first person works just fine. I will utilize it for a little bit here for you. I'm not used to it though, so forgive me if I like stand and stuff and die. You got to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings, it seems. Oh, to use first person view. Oh, you don't like it unless you're watching somebody else. Yeah, I can understand that. You know, if you're all about game immersion, getting immersed in the game and feeling like you're actually there, it helps a lot to have a first-person point of view capability. I get that 100%. It's also easier to loot things in first person. Easier to point at them. Turn up my mouse sensitivity from going to first person, I notice. And to be honest, the game actually will look a little bit better than this. I don't stream at ultra max quality yet. I will when I get my new video cards. Hopefully that's soon, but it seems to work okay. I can be patient. The best class to play as? Oh man, that is a loaded question right there. That's the question, right? I loved my sorcerer that I played all through. Well, in beta I played Nightblade a lot, and Nightblade's a lot of fun, especially in PvP. And I thought I was gonna just like only play PvP exclusively in this game, and it ended up not working out that way. When they made a lot of changes to PvP that made it harder to use PvP to exploit it for leveling, and so I, like a lot of other people, decided we weren't going to do only PvP. But no, the questing is great. It's solid, on par with all the other Elder Scrolls titles. Definitely keeping me entertained. And right now I'm playing a Templar, a Breton. Bretons get some nice Magicka cost and Magicka increase, racial passives, and you get so many skill trees in this game. Each class gets 3 skill trees. So Templar has the Adric Spear, which is a lot of melee. This is a ranged attack. I'm only utilizing actually the first, and it's that one where I throw that golden spear 4 times. And it's a pretty powerful attack. I've morphed it once or twice here already, but that's really good DPS tree. Dawn's Wrath is like an AoE DPS tree, and Restoring Light is a healing tree. So Templars, I think, are the only ones that actually have a skill tree full of heals, and that's what I've been putting a lot of my points into, to be a skilled healer and support the group. But then every class, every race, every class gets all the weapon trees, all the armor trees. You get world trees. You can add vampire werewolf go in here as well with the soul magic for filling soul gems. The guild trees, Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, Undaunted, and hopefully soon Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, things of that nature. Alliance War. This is the stuff. I haven't put any points in here yet, but I will when I get more into PvP. I like to do that at a higher level, and the PvP still is a lot of fun. I mean, I still do PvP. And yeah, I will. Let me clear this dungeon actually for you, Skyrim Master, and I will hop over into some PvP. But there, give you a quick little breakdown of the skills, and then the racial passives. I think they're all passives for each race. Bretons get a little bit better experience with light armor once you put the point into it. Increase my Magicka by 7% with 2 points out of 3 in Gift of Madness, and increase spell resistance. And then I'll also get here, reduce the Magicka cost of my spells a little further. That's going to help me out a little bit more. I have been feeling short on mana, and that's partly because my gear, I'm not really geared yet. I'm low level. I'm just wearing drops. But then everybody also has all the crafting sets, and this is what makes crafting, part of what makes crafting really fun and cool in this game, is you use your skill points, in which you'll pick up. There's a lot of ways to get skill points. You get a lot of skill points as you go. If you do the quests and clear the zones, you open up all your crafting stuff in there. Okay. This is the only MMO that I've actually gotten into the crafting of it. I actually do it. I don't focus on it nearly as much as a lot of people, but in other MMOs I've played, I just haven't cared about crafting at all. Couldn't keep my interest. Okay. Let's see. Loot all the things. just around this corner. Yeah, this is just a small little dungeon. This won't take long at all. Didn't like Oblivion because you could forge anything or really make anything. Oh, couldn't. I think you mean to say couldn't forge anything or really make anything. Had to buy all of it. Yeah. This is like, yeah, but you know what? What's weird is I've heard the opposite argument as well, where people didn't like that you didn't have to like go raid a boss and get lucky, get the drop to get the gear or find it or what have you. That they didn't like that some of the best gear in the game could be crafted and essentially given to you by a friend or guild. But you know what? I think that's that's a very cool thing. Now, they have added some very special gear that you have to now get from drops, but it's way cool to have, but you can still be very competitive with crafted. Crafted gear is some of the best that you will get. The crafted gear, like, it's all set gear now, and I've got really lucky. Cowl of the Warlock and Epaulets of the Warlock, I ran a dungeon twice in a row and got both of those drops off the first boss. And the rest of my gear is just kind of drops. I don't think any of it's a set. But it is pretty helpful stuff. But yeah, this really helps. If you get a full set of 5, you see here, another piece would add 23 max magicka additional, I think on each piece, or maybe it's just total. I'm not sure on that. I'd have to ask somebody who knows more than me. But if you get all 5 pieces, Magicka Flood, once per minute, once below 33% Magicka gain of 200. I mean, that's just things like that, passives that just help you in combat. Those all stack up. So by the time you're level 50, you're going to have so much of that going on, you feel like a badass. You just feel like you're really making a contribution. You know, my complaint about Oblivion is it just turned into, I mean, I loved Oblivion. I played the hell out of it. Probably don't have quite as many hours in it as I do Morrowind overall in all the years I played, but Oblivion turned into just a grind fest for me, where all I did was just go clear gates and get those spheres, which was cool, you know, and then you just became a badass. But it's like then once you can get to the point where you can just clear an Oblivion gate in 15-20 minutes tops, sometimes less, just run to that sphere, and I mean, then you're so powerful, nothing's a challenge anymore. And so then I'd start a new tune and run a permadeath tune or something. I played a lot of Oblivion too, I guess. Maybe I do have close to the hours I had in Morrowind. Skyrim I didn't put as many hours in though. Maybe 300 to 400 total. I only made a few tunes. Got them all up into like the 60s or something. Yeah, you know, the graphics could have maybe been a little better in Oblivion. You still had to have a pretty decent machine to really run it smoothly at max settings, but it was, you know, I've had criticism for Elder Scrolls titles over the years, but I've always played them. Pretty much anything Bethesda's done, I've been a supporter of pretty heavily. Never as outspoken about it as like now that I'm streaming, but I have always played them, that's for sure. My inventory's not doing too bad just yet.